Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 9. In this meeting, we will present about two-way ANOVA. But before that, let us introduce ourselves. The member is me, Ernita. My student number is 410-141-9024. The second member is Ananda Regina Prayitno. Her student number is 410-141-9111. And the third member is Lutfi Anggito Wicaksono Aci. His student number is 410-141-9124. Okay, let's start. Procedure to conduct a two-way ANOVA test, more than one measurement per cell. Suppose that Friendly Bank is interested in average customer satisfaction regarding the issue of obtaining bank balance and a summary of recurrent account transaction. There are two factors. Call factor 1 time of day. This factor has three levels: morning, afternoon, and evening. Factor 2 is type of contact. This factor has two levels: automated contact and personal contact through a bank representative. Table show how the information regarding customer satisfaction can be organized with respect to the two factors. Factor 1 is time of day, morning, afternoon, evening, and factor 2 is type of contact, automat and bank representative. Okay, next. Then, basic requirement of two-way ANOVA. First, the measurement in each cell of a two-way ANOVA model are assumed to be drawn from a population with a normal distribution. Second, the measurement in each cell of a two-way ANOVA model are assumed to come from distribution with approximately the same variance. And third, the measurement in each cell come from independent random sample. And the last, there are the same number of measurement in each cell. In the table below, factor 1 time of day and factor 2 type of contact. In this table, there are four narasumber or four customer fitting the criteria of each of the 6 cell. In each cell, the bank measure customer satisfaction on a scale of 0 to 10. In row means in row 1, the mean is 7.7,0, and row 2, the mean is 6,5. Then the row 3, the mean is 7,5. Total mean is, column 1, the mean is 5,3,3, 5,333. Column 2, the mean is 8,67, and the total mean is 7,00. Okay, next. Then for step 1, establish the hypothesis. Because we have two factors, we have hypothesis regarding each of the factor, separately called main effect, and then hypothesis regarding the interaction between the factor. Thus, the result of hypothesis are H0, there is no difference in population mean among the level of the row factor. H1, at least two population means are different among the level of the row factor. Then for the second hypothesis, for H0 is there is no difference in population means among the levels of the column factor. And the H1 is at least two population means are different among the level of the column factor. The third hypothesis for H0 is there is no interaction between the factor, and H1 is there is an interaction between the factor. Next, in the case of Friendly Bank, the hypothesis regarding the main effect are First, for H0 is there is no difference in population mean satisfaction depending on time of contact. H1, at least two population mean satisfaction measure are different depending on time of contact. Second hypothesis for H0 is there is no difference in population mean satisfaction between the two types of customer contact. For H1, there is a difference in population mean satisfaction between the two types of customer contact. The hypothesis regarding interaction between factors are H0 is there is no interaction between type of contact and time of contact. For H1, there is an interaction between type of contact and time of contact. Okay, next. For step 2, the calculation for the SS values are usually done on a computer. The main question are whether population means differ according to the factors or the interaction of the factors. As we look at the friendly bank data in table 10 till 23, we see that sample average for customer satisfaction differ not only in each cell, but also across the row and across the column. In addition, the total sample mean designated differs from almost all the means. We know that different samples of the same size from the same population certainly can have different sample means. We need to decide if the differences are simply due to change sampling error or are occurring because the sample have been taken from different population with means that are not the same. The tools we use to analyze the difference among the data values, the cell means, the row means, the column means, and the total mean are similar to those we use in section 10.5. For one-way ANOVA in particular, we first examine deviation or various measurement from the total mean, and then we compute the sum of the square SS. Then there are basically three types of deviation. For total deviation equal treatment deviation plus error deviation. Total deviation, it means compare each data value with the total mean. Treatment deviation means for each data value, compare the mean of each cell with the total mean. Then error deviation, compare each data value with the mean of its cell. The treatment deviation breaks down further as compare each data value with the total mean. Then the treatment deviation equal deviation for main effect of factor 1 plus deviation for main effect of factor 2 plus deviation for interaction. Okay, next. The deviation for each data value, row mean, column mean, or cell mean are the square and total over all the data. This result in sum of square or variation. The treatment variation correspond to between group variation of one-way ANOVA. The error variation correspond to the within group variation of one-way ANOVA. In here, the formula is total variation equal treatment variation plus error variation. And the equation like this. Then for treatment variation equal factor 1 variation plus factor 2 variation plus interaction variation. Or SSTR equal SSF1 plus SSF2 plus SSF1 times F2. Okay, next. Then the actual calculation of all the required SS values is quite time consuming. In most cases, computer packages are used to obtain the result. For the friendly bank data, the following table is a Minitab printout giving the sum of square SS for the type of contact vector, the time of day vector, the interaction between time and type of contact, and the error. We see that SS type equal 66.77, SS time equal 4.00, SS interacting equal 2.33, SS error equal 29.00, and SS tot equal 102. The total of the other four sum of square. Then next. For step 3, compute the mean square MS values. The calculation for the MS values are usually done on a computer. Although the sum of square compute in step 2 represent variation, we need to compute mean square MS values for two-way ANOVA. As in one-way ANOVA, we compute MS values by dividing the SS values by respective degrees of freedom. Mean square MS equal corresponding sum of square SS or respective degrees of freedom. Okay, next. For two-way ANOVA with more than one data value per cell, the degrees of freedom are df of row vector equal r minus 1 and df of column vector equal c minus 1, df of interaction equal r minus 1 times c minus 1, df for r error equal r times c times n minus 1. And df of total equal nrc minus 1, where r is number of rows, c is number of column, n is number of data values in one cell. The Minitab table shows the degrees of freedom and the MS values for the main effect vector, the interaction, and the error for the friendly bank study. Okay. Next will be explained by Ananda Regina Praitna.
Okay, thank you, Ernita. Next is step 4. Compute the sample F statistic for each factor and for the interaction. Under the assumption of the respective null hypothesis, we have 1. Sample F for row factor is equal to MS for row factor divided by MS for error, with degrees of freedom numerator dfn equals to df of row factor and degrees of freedom denominator dfd equals to df of error. 2. Sample F for row factor ms for row factor divided by ms for error, with degrees of freedom numerator dfn equals to df of row factor and degrees of freedom denominator dfd equals to df of error. 3. Sample F for interaction equals to ms interaction divided by ms for error, with degrees of freedom numerator dfn equal to df of interaction and degrees of freedom denominator dfd equals to df of error. For friendly bank study, the sample F values are sample F for time F equals to ms time per ms error equals to 2 divided by 1,61 equals to 1,24. Step 5. As with one way ANOVA, larger value of the sample F statistic discredit the null hypothesis that there is no difference in population means across a given factor. The smaller the area to the right of the sample F statistic, the more likely there is an actual difference in some population means across the different factors. Smaller areas to the right of the sample F for interaction indicate greater likelihood of interaction between factors. Consequently, the p-value of a sample F statistic is the area of the F distribution to the right of the sample F statistic. Figure 10 1018 shows the p-value associated with a sample F statistic. Most statistical computer software packages provide p-values for the sample test statistic. You can also use the F distribution, Table 8 of Appendix 2, to estimate the p-value. Once you have the p-value, compare it to the preset level of significance A. If the p-value is less than or equal to A, then reject H0. Otherwise, do not reject H0. Be sure to test for interaction between the factors first. If you reject the null hypothesis of no interaction, then you should not test for a difference of means in the levels of the row factors or for a difference of means in the levels of the column factors, because the interaction of the factors makes interpretation for the results of the main effects for more complicated. A more extensive study of two-way ANOVA beyond the scope of this book shows how to interpret the result of the test of the main factors when there is interaction. For our purpose, we will simply stop the analysis rather than draw misleading conclusion. This is figure 10, 18. For two-way ANOVA, the p-value of the sample statistic is the area of the F distribution to the right of the sample F statistic. In two-way ANOVA, test for interaction first. If you reject the null hypothesis of no interaction, then do not continue with any test of difference of means among other factors, unless you know techniques more advanced than those presented in this section. If the test for interaction between the factors indicates that there is no evidence of interaction, then proceed to test the hypothesis regarding the level of the row factor and the hypothesis regarding the levels of the column factor. For the friendly bank study, we proceed as follows. First, we determine if there is any evidence of interaction between the factors. Next, we determine if there is a difference in mean satisfaction according to type of contact. And then finally, we determine if there is a difference in mean satisfaction according to time of day. And we conclude that at the 5% level of significance, there is no evidence that population mean customer satisfaction is different according to time of day. Okay, for the next will be explained by Aang.
Okay, thank you. I will explain the next. So next is special case, one observation in each cell with no interaction. In the case where our data consists of only one value in each cell, there are no measurement for sum of square SS interaction or mean square MS interaction, and cannot test for interaction for of two factors using if it seems reasonable based on other information to assume that there is no interaction between factors, then we can use two-way ANOVA techniques to test for average response differences to the main effects. In guided exercise 12, we look at two-way ANOVA applied to the special case of only one measurement per cell and no interaction. Next. Guided exercise, special case two-way ANOVA. Let's use two-way ANOVA to test if the average fat content gram of fat per 3 ounce serving of potato chip is different according to the brand or according to which laboratory made the measurement. Use alpha equals 0,05. Average gram of fatty A3 and 3 or serving of potato chips. Here's the types. Next, let here is the Minitab printout for potato chips data. Next, is the fact and the number of levels for each. There is the factors are print and laboratory. Each factor has 3 levels. B. Assuming there is no interaction, list the hypothesis for each factor. Then for brand, at 0, there is no difference in population mean fed by brands. At 1, at least 2 brands have different population mean fat contents. For laboratory, H1 there is no difference in mean fat content as measured by the labs. H1 at least 2 of the labs give different mean fat measurements. Next. C. Calculate the sample F statistic for brands and compare it to the value given in the Minitab printout. Look at the p-value in the printout. What is your conclusion regarding average fat content among brands? And then for brand, sample F equals MS brand over MS error, approx 50 54,35 over 0,056, that is approx 970. Using the Minitab printout, we see p-value approx 0,00 to 3 places after the decimal. Using table 8 of appendix 2, we see p-value less than 0,001. Since the p-value is less than alpha, we reject hypothesis 0 and conclude that at 5% level of significance, at least 2 of the brands have different mean fat content. D. Calculate the sample F statistic for the laboratories and compare it to the value given in the Minitab printout. What is your conclusion regarding average fat content as measured by the different laboratories? For laboratories, sample F equals MS lab over MS error, approximate to 0,0711 over 0,056. That is approximate to 1,27. Using the Minitab printout, we see p-value approximate to 0,375. Using table 8 of appendix 2, we see p-value greater than 0,100. Because the p-value is greater than alpha, we conclude that at the 5% level of significance, there is no evidence of differences in average measurements of fat content as determined by the different laboratories. Next. Okay, so here is some exercise. Next.
Okay, maybe before we continue to the exercise, anybody want to ask something?
Okay, if there are no question, we are going to look at the exercise. The first number one, for statistical literacy, physical therapy. In this question, we will give an example, or the answer will be explained by us. Maybe Ananda can explain number one, please.
Okay. For first exercise, statistical literacy, physical therapy. Does talking while walking slow you down? A study report in the journal Physical Therapy Fall 72 number 4 considered mean guidance steps per minute for subject using no walking device, a standard walker, and a rolling walker. In addition, the cadence was measured when the subjects had to perform dual tasks. The second task was to respond vocally to a signal while walking. Uh, Cadence was measured for subjects who were just walking using no device, a standard walker, or a rolling walker, and for subjects required to respond to a signal when while walking. List the factors and the number of level of each factor. How many cells are there in the data table? And there are two factors: walking device with 3 levels and task with 2 levels. And the data table has 6 cells. So the first factor is walking device with 3 levels. There are 3 levels that those are using no device, a standard walker, and a rolling walker. And the second factor is task with 2 levels. The task uh, was mentioned in the sixth line. The sentence was measured when the subject has to perform dual tasks. Thus, the solution, there are two factors: walking device with 3 levels and task with 2 levels. The table has 6 cells. I think that's all, Ernita.
Okay. Then for exercise to all of you to work home, there are only one number, maybe in number two, Ananda. Yes, this is your homework. Then you can screenshot or capture this question. Then let do in your home. Okay. Okay, if done, maybe it's enough from group 9. If there is some mistakes or some error grammar, we are sorry. And thank you for watching our presentation. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.